Hey guys, MD Prepper here. Again, we're talking about low-cost prepping shotguns and low-cost first-time ownership shotguns. This time we're again talking about the Rossi Matched Pair. We're talking about the shotgun barrel. If you saw my other video, love the Rossi Matched Pair. Single shot, about $200 at the most, depending on the options. Generally $150 to less. If you wait around and find them on sale, you're going to find them for $100, $120 overall. Each one comes with a 22 long rifle single shot barrel, which is not added on this, check the old video, and a shotgun barrel. Two options, 410 and 20 gauge. This is the 20 gauge option, though sometimes I think I kind of wish I'd bought the 410. We'll probably get a 410 combo at some point. Having two barrels and one gun for $150 to $100 is great. Wonderful little forage gun. Wonderful to have around the house or the farm, homestead, wherever you got. You live out in the country, you got some woods around you, you're going to want one of these. Great for varmints, great for just keeping predators down, that type of stuff, shooting birds, just any type thing. I would probably not pick this as my primary defensive style weapon, but if it's all I could afford, if I lived on a small plot of land and I only had the cash to buy one firearm to start with, yeah, okay, I might go for this. Do the versatility. Not going to be the best for personal defense or anything like that, but if you had to, you could. If I was doing personal defense with this, I'd definitely go the shotgun barrel. This is the youth model, like I said before. Very lightweight, very manageable, very easy to throw over your shoulder, to walk around out in the woods, you know, messing around. Don't know what you may run into, you know, going fishing at the pond or the creek or the river or something like that, and you want a firearm with you. Carry something like this. You know, if there's snakes or something, you're good to go. If you think there may be birds you want to shoot, you know, maybe carry the 20 gauge or the 410. Probably just carry the 22, shoot rabbits or anything else. But whatever you want. The 20 gauge in this light of a barrel, again, it's an 18-inch barrel, bead front sight, just very basic stuff there. The 20 gauge kicks like a mule. This thing definitely has the most recoil of any shotgun I've got, you know, including 12 gauges, etc., just because it's so lightweight. You know, it's manageable, it's fine, but would I hand this to someone as a first-time shooter and say, hey, go right ahead, fire this 20 gauge? No, you're probably going to scare them off. Like I said before, this comes generally with black stocks. This is a kind of a foliage green one they ran, I think, on a special or short run, something like that. That's fine. I got it because I thought it was a little unique compared to the black. I had the choice. I just got this one. This one seems to scratch up a little rough. I don't know, maybe the same as a black one, but as you can see there, this thing's been scraped up a little bit. It's been carried and used a bit. But the metal, the bluing on it is held up well. If you're going to use this as a shotgun barrel at all, you're obviously going to want one of the elastic shell carriers here that hold 5 20 gauge shells. What I tend to keep in this one is buckshot, copper plated buckshot right there. Don't remember how many pellets, I think it was like 12. I got 3 of those and I got 2 slugs, just in case. Again, if I had to, could I drop a deer with one of these in a pinch? Yeah, I could, if I had to with the slug. That's the primary reason I picked the 20 gauge as opposed to the 410, that the 20 gauge would be better, at least in single shot, for personal defense or a larger targeted style game, something like that. Could I drop a turkey with it if I had to, something like that, deer, what have you, wild dog, hog, something like that, you know. 20 gauge slug should get the job done fairly well for a single shot. Again, this is not my favorite overall compared to a pump action. I'd go for pump as a primary, but just around the house and carrying, or if you're a hiker, you want something that folds up, small, compact, or you want some little varmint gun or something like that in the car, something you can put in your pack, whatnot, this is going to do the job. This is okay, nothing wrong with that. If you watch Clint Smith, Thunder Ranch series, you'll see him use a single shot break action shotgun for defense. And he does it well, but he practices a lot. He knows what he's doing. So I would not recommend you just pick this up and say, oh, I can use it for defense. One round you can, but if you don't know how to reload quickly and eject shells, you're out of luck. Again, like the 22, pops open. The shell fires out of here just very nicely, very easy. You're not going to have to grab it and pull it out necessarily. I've never had to do that unless I just kind of slowly opened this thing and didn't wait for it to click. I did that the first time or two, and then I popped it all away and took care of itself. So, got to cock it back, single shot there. Got a safety here on this side. It's on fire right now. When you put it on safe, it's going to drop to sort of a half-cocked position, I would say. Well, maybe not quite. If you flip it back over to fire, it's going to drop. So, obviously, if I was carrying this thing in the woods, I would keep it down in the safe position, cock it and fire when I need to. It's not particularly loud at all. Breaks open nice and clean. If you're trying to be quiet, you could theoretically open this thing relatively all the way. Just don't let it snap so that the ejector pops off. If you had to say, decide you want to shoot a deer and didn't want your buckshot, you wanted your slug, you could slide that out, slide the other one in there, and reasonably quiet, pop it back in. So, options there. Again, the sling here does not come generally on the rifle. It comes attached to your little carry bag here, which I think is tremendous. Already talked about that. The receiver and the fore-end fit in this larger pouch, and there's two smaller pouches for both barrels. And you can put a mountain of ammunition inside of this thing and zip it up. You can carry a couple hundred rounds of 22, and at least that's the way I carried it. I carried it with that, with various options, some subsonics, some of the better hollow points, etc., and then some full metal jacket rounds, and I carried 25 to 30 20 gauge shells with a selection. Some buckshot, some slugs, and a fair amount of birdshot. So, great to have around. Would have felt confident grabbing that if I had to run out in the woods for whatever reason and take care of business of some sort. It's okay. Again, for the price, 150 bucks on the relatively higher end for your standard models. Good shotgun. Not as going to be as good as my defensive pump actions for home defense, but just for generally around the house, I like this. I think this is a great little addition. Also a good one if you're teaching youth. If you're teaching youth, obviously I would not go for the 20 gauge, you go for the 410. 410 is going to be better. And again, if you're recoil sensitive or you want to carry a heck of a lot more ammo, go for the 410. I like the versatility of 20 gauge better. I think that's better for defense or bigger targets and such. I find it easier to shoot birds on the wing with a 20 gauge than a 410. More shot, bigger spread. I just think it's better. So, great little option here. Rossi Matched Pair. They make a style that also comes with a 50 caliber black powder barrel. I'm not into the black powder all that much, but if that's what you want, that's fine. I wouldn't generally recommend black powder for defense or anything like that. General purpose, it's a hobby, it's interesting, but I go for the classics. Alright guys, also, this is a stand-in for any of your other break actions. There's a lot of low-cost single-shot break actions out there. Obviously, your double barrels, your over-unders, your side-by-sides, etc. Those are great. They're fine. My father loves his coach gun. That's his defensive gun, but it only has 2 shots. And I wouldn't pick that one. I would pick my pump action. But, does it have a place? Sure, there's nothing wrong with a coach gun. Lots of field use out of those coach guns over the years back in the day. They work fine. So if you got an over-under, side-by-side, any kind of single-shot shotgun, your grandfather's old single-shot, that's going to be okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You can get a single-shot 12 gauge or 20 gauge new for around 100 bucks if you look around. A lot of manufacturers. I've handled a lot of them, just never seen the purpose on getting one personally. At least not yet. Anyway, there we are on single-shot shotguns. Andy Prepper, out.